Welcome to the first match of the 2024 Okaloosa Schools Academic Tournament. This year we have 6 schools from Okaloosa County going head-to-head in a double elimination tournament format. These standout students will be displaying their knowledge of math, science, history, fine arts and literature, pop culture, and more to determine our tournament champion for 2024. I'm your host and moderator, Stella Verswyveld. Lisa Nall will be our timekeeper today and scorekeeper, while Howard White and Rich Gockley will serve as our chief judges and make the final decisions on all things official. Howard White is a retired engineer. The first half of his career, he studied explosion effects on protective structures for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in Mississippi. In 2002, he moved to Eglin and worked at the Air Force Research Laboratory researching various ordnance technologies. He retired in 2020 after a 37-year career with the Department of Defense. Lieutenant Colonel USAF retired Rich Gockley, a former middle school and high school teacher, transitioned to a remarkable 24-year career as a navigator in the United States Air Force and the Washington Air National Guard. Currently, he serves as a senior test engineer at Eglin Air Force Base. Today's teams are from Fort Walton Beach High School and Choctawhatchee High School. We're going to take a quick break to hear from our different Okaloosa schools and be back shortly to introduce our team members. Stay tuned.
I chose to come to collegiate high school because you get free college and your high school diploma at the same time, and that's the best opportunity for any high school student.
I wanted to grow as an individual, and so I decided to move here to not be grouped into these different categories that you'd find in like traditional high schools.
I came to collegiate because I wanted to get used to college work and just being in a college environment before I actually move on to a bigger university.
The thing that makes Collegiate High different from other schools in Okaloosa County is that we're a small school. Students that attend the Collegiate High School are not just a number. We know students by name because of the small school atmosphere.
So what's great about this school is that all the faculty are here to help you.
They want them to excel in their academic life and personal life.
At the other schools, I felt like I wasn't quite being challenged enough in all the fields, but here it's like, you have teachers that teach you well, and they teach you what's going to be applied in the future.
Many students think that if you go to collegiate, you can't play sports, you can't be in music, you can't be a high school student, but I still went to homecoming. I still went to the football games, I had fun with all my friends, and collegiate doesn't take that away from you. It adds on to your amazing personality.
In order to be successful at Collegiate High School, motivation, student motivation. You have to be academically motivated because you'll be academically challenged.
But when you go to a university, they'll see that you're dedicated and you're willing to take the course load that you'll be taking.
Let's say if you come one thought. This thought is that you are unstoppable. Because if you come here thinking, there's going to be too much work, there will be. It's not an easy school, it's a tough school. But you're going to come, and if you come thinking that nothing will stop, you will be successful, and you will be a college student.
Welcome back. Let's go ahead and introduce our coaches and team members for today's match. From Fort Walton Beach High School, our coach is Aurelia Bunescu, and our team members are
Alessandro Chavarin, Senior.
William Kiker, Junior.
Luke Ackerman, Senior.
Chloe Smith, Sophomore.
And from Choctawhatchee High School, our coach is Elizabeth Crandall, and our team members are
Asher Newcomer, Freshman.
Thomas Carenti, Senior.
AJ Birch, Sophomore.
Alec Jontine, Sophomore.
So now we'll begin round 1. Our first toss-up question, the topic is history. In his claim to the throne, this man claimed that, as a distant cousin of Edward the Confessor, Edward had declared him the heir to the throne. However, after Edward's death, Harold II opposed this man's claim to the throne, resulting in what king taking the throne of England and then building the...
William the Conqueror?
That is correct. Yeah. Choctaw, your bonus 1 is the topic of fine arts. Answer these about works by Leonardo da Vinci. Part A. This word completes his titles blank of the Yard Winder, blank Lita, and blank of the Carnation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Dance.
That is not correct. The answer is Madonna. Part B. This first major work of his displays Gabriel telling Mary she will have a son.
I don't know.
Conception.
Conception.
That is not correct. The answer is The Annunciation. Okay, toss-up number 2. The topic is literature. She was Cosmopolitan magazine's aviation editor in 1928 when her first book, 20 Hours, 40 Minutes, was published that told about crossing the Atlantic Ocean by air. Her husband, George Putman, probably wrote most of her final book, appropriately titled Last Flight.
Amelia Earhart.
That is correct. For Walton Beach, your bonus is social sciences. Give these terms from Islam. Part A. The journey made by Muhammad when moving from Mecca to Medina in AD 622.
Oh God, is it like the Hajj? Or like a pilgrimage? Does Hajj make sense?
Hajj makes sense.
Okay.
It's definitely not
Okay.
pilgrimage.
Hajj?
That is incorrect. The answer is Hegira. Part B. The month of the year when Muslims fast during the day.
Ramadan, right? Yeah. Ramadan?
That is correct. Okay, toss-up number 3. The topic is math. Pencils and paper ready. Give the fractional probability in lowest terms that when 2 standard dice are rolled, the sum of both numbers is 6 or less.
One-fourth.
That is not correct.
Time.
The answer was 5/12. Toss-up number 4 is in fine arts. This time signature is used in many bar carols and jigs, as well as Gounod's Funeral March for Marionette, the nursery rhyme Hickory Dickory Dock, and the Queen song We Are the Champions. Identify the simplest of all compound time signatures in music, often conducted in 2 beats per measure, where beats are often combined into sets of 3.
6/8.
That is correct. All right, Choctaw, your bonus is in literature. Answer these about poems by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Part A. His poem, Ring Out Wild Bells, is often recited or sung once a year near this holiday.
Make no sense. Makes Christmas.
Yeah, it would make the most sense.
You have any qualms?
No.
I agree with that.
Christmas.
That is not correct. It's New Year's. Very close. Part B. He wrote a poem about this British woman of the Middle Ages who rode on a horse naked through the city of Coventry.
Lady Godiva. Lady Godiva.
Defer to Asher.
Lady Godiva.
That is correct. All right, toss-up number 5. The topic is science. After these objects undergo a Gram stain, they can be classified positive or negative based on their stain color. These objects are shaped like spheres, rods, or spirals and can also be classified by whether or not they need oxygen to survive. Give the generic term for these microscopic single-celled organisms whose varieties, dangerous to humans, are often killed with antibiotics.
Bacteria.
That is correct. Fort Walton, your bonus is a miscellaneous question. Name the singers of these Billboard chart hit songs in the summer of 2023. Part A, Last Night.
Anyone? Sure. Mariah Carey.
No. The answer is Morgan Wallen.
Oh.
Country song. Good song. Part B, Flowers.
Miley Cyrus.
Oh, okay. Miley Cyrus.
That's correct. Very nice. Okay, toss-up number 6 is in the social sciences. Valley and Vidar both survived this event. The Bifrost Bridge will break up during this event that officially...
Ragnarok.
That's correct.
Nice.
Choctaw, your bonus is in literature. Name these characters in John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. Part A. This physically strong but mentally handicapped man is shot by his friend George to spare him from a lynch mob after he accidentally kills a woman.
John.
No, the answer is Lenny Small. Part B. This man's wife is the one Lenny accidentally kills. When he picks a fight with Lenny, Lenny crushes his hand.
I don't know. You could also answer.
No.
George.
No, the answer is Curly. Curly. Moving on to toss-up number 7, the topic is history. This city, named from the Hebrew for peace, has a statue of actress Elizabeth Montgomery marking her TV role as Samantha Stevens. Author Nathaniel Hawthorne once lived in this city's Seven Gables house. Name this Massachusetts.
Boston?
That is not correct. I will reread the question in full for Choctaw. This city, named from the Hebrew for peace, has a statue of Elizabeth Montgomery marking her TV role as Samantha Stevens. Author Nathaniel Hawthorne once lived in the city's Seven Gables house. Name this Massachusetts town where the deaths of 20 people in 1692, including Giles Corey, are explained in its which museum near its which city mall?
Salem.
That is correct.
Salem. Yeah.
Your bonus is in math. Pencils and paper ready. Consider the equation. Y equals 2 to the x power plus 8. Part A. When x is 4, y is this value.
2, 4, 8, 16 plus 8. 24. 24.
24.
That is correct. Part B. Give the value of x for which y equals 8.125.
Yeah.
-3.
That is also correct.
Good job.
Nice.
Toss-up number 8 is in social sciences. A British geologist created the first map of this mountain range in 1841. Rivers in this range drain either to the Caspian Sea or to the Arctic Ocean. Cities in this range,
The Urals.
that is correct. Your bonus is in science. A. The surface of the sun is not its atmosphere, but this technical name that ends with sphere.
Solar sphere? That's. I don't know if that's right, but that's like the first thing.
Exosphere.
I would say strato, but I don't know.
Solar sphere.
That is not correct. The answer is photosphere.
Oh, okay.
Part B. This outer layer of the sun's atmosphere can be seen during a total solar eclipse, shining like a crown around the sun's outside.
Corona, I think.
Corona.
That is correct.
Nice.
Alrighty, toss-up number 9. The topic is literature. Authors from this country include current detective writer Arnaldur Indridason and 1950s Nobel laureate Halldór Laxness. In the Middle Ages, this country's writer Snorri Sturluson compiled the prose Edda that became a major source of Norse mythology. Identify this country in the North Atlantic where Indridason's character, Inspector Erlendur, is a detective in the city of Reykjavik.
Iceland?
That is correct. Your bonus is in history. He ended the Muslim advance into Western Europe in AD 732 by winning the Battle of Tours in southwest France. Part A. Identify this Frankish leader named Charles the Hammer.
Do you know, like... Okay. Charlemagne?
That is not correct. The answer is Charles Martel. Part B. This grandson of Charles Martel was crowned Emperor of the Romans on Christmas Day 800.
That one's Charlemagne, right? Because Holy Roman Empire. Okay, Charlemagne?
That is correct. Okay, toss-up number 10. The topic is miscellaneous. Between 2010 and 2015, this franchise won 3 Stanley Cups and it stars Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves. Since then, this team has struggled so much that it finally got its league's #1 draft pick in 2023 and hopes to rebuild behind star center Connor Bedard. Name this Midwestern team in the National Hockey League that plays its home games at the United Center.
The Wild.
That is not correct.
Chicago?
That's correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Bonus is in language arts. Spell these words missed in the first round of the 2023 National Spelling Bee. Part A. Sopapilla is a Mexican dessert tortilla.
Okay, so Sopapilla, S-O-P-A-P-E-I-A? What? Is that... Does that sound... No? Oh.
S-O-P-P-I-L-L-A.
That is not correct, and I think you were out of time anyway. So we'll move to part B. The correct answer is S-O-P-A-P-I-L-L-A. Sopapilla. Part B. Deimos, a moon of stars.
D-E-M-O-S.
That is not correct. The correct answer is D-E-I-M-O-S.
That's the half.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the first half. We'll be back with the score after these messages. Welcome back. We've got a halftime score of Fort Walton Beach 65, Choctaw 90. Fort Walton Beach has made 1 substitution, and now the student will introduce herself.
Grace Reed, Jr.
All right, let's begin the second half. Toss-up question number 11. The subject is history. The first person to receive this title was Minamoto Yorimoto in 1192 AD, who established the Kamakura government. From then on, including the year 1600, when Tokugawa Ieyasu obtained this title.
Shogun?
That is correct. The bonus question for Choctaw is in math. Pencils and paper ready. Consider the quadratic equation. X squared plus 5x minus 17 equals 0. When using the quadratic equation to solve it, what is the discriminant?
Eight.
8 is not correct. The answer is 93. Part B, value of the positive solution to 1 decimal place.
Time.
Okay, the answer was 2.3. Okay, moving on to toss-up number 12. The subject is language arts. As a verb, this word means to narrowly avoid by going around the edge of something, like a narrow ledge or a sensitive conversation topic. At a restaurant, this word is the type of steak used when making fajitas. Give this 5-letter word that in women's...
Skirt.
That is correct. Bonus number 12 is in social sciences. Name these seas from countries that border them. Part A. This sea is between its namesake Canadian province and Greenland.
The Nunavut, the Nunavut Strait, Northwest Passage. Yeah, the Northwest Passage.
That is not correct. The answer is Labrador Sea.
Okay.
Part B. Called the Ostsee in German, it borders Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia.
The Baltic.
That is correct. All right, toss-up number 13 is in science. In an ideal gas, the kinetic energy of any molecule is the product of the temperature, Boltzmann's constant, and what improper fraction?
Three over two.
That is correct. All right, Choctaw, your bonus is in history. Name the states where these sets of Civil War battles took place. Part A, Fort Sumter, Secessionville, Charleston Harbor.
South Carolina.
That is correct. Good. Part B, Chickamauga, Kennesaw Mountain, Peachtree Creek.
Georgia.
That is also correct. All right, toss-up number 14. The subject is math. Pencil and paper is ready. Solve for both x and y if 3x plus 5y equals 59 and y equals 2x plus 4.
X equals 3 and y equals 10.
X equals 3 and y equals 10. That is correct. So your bonus is a miscellaneous topic. Answer these about dips often eaten with chips at parties. Part A. Avocado and lemon juice combine to make this dip.
Guacamole.
That is correct. Part B. Ketchup and mayonnaise combine to make a dip commonly used with this fast food staple.
Fast food staple, ketchup, mayonnaise. Is it like tartar sauce? I don't think so. Burger sauce? Tartar sauce?
That's not correct. It's French fry sauce. I had never heard of it either. Sorry. Okay. Toss-up 15 is in social sciences. This legislation, Section 1, confers U.S. citizenship upon those born in the U.S. and has an enforcement clause that allows Congress to pass laws enforcing its provisions, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
The 13th Amendment?
That is not correct. I'll repeat the question for Choctaw. This legislation, Section 1, confers U.S. citizenship upon those born in the U.S. and has an enforcement clause that allows Congress to pass laws enforcing its provisions, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Identify this constitutional amendment, one of 3 that Southern states had to ratify after the Civil War, whose Equal Protection Clause requires equal treatment of racial groups.
13th Amendment.
That is incorrect. The answer was the 14th Amendment.
Wait a minute.
Your toss-up 16 is a miscellaneous topic. In 2023, this man, whose real name is Christopher Lunsford, became the first singer ever to reach #1 on the Billboard chart without ever being on the chart before. Give the performing name of this man, which was also his grandpa's name, who talks about living in the new world with an old soul in his hit song, Rich Men North.
Oliver Anthony.
That is correct. And your bonus is in fine arts. Answer these about jazz great Vince Guaraldi. Part A. His most famous music is still heard every year when this comic strip's holiday cartoons reappear on TV.
The Peanuts theme.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
The Peanuts theme.
That is correct.
Nice. Nice one, Alex.
In part B, he wrote a mambo version of this beginning piano piece that starts with G and F being played together 6 times in a row, and then G and E 6, and then G and E 6 times in a row.
Okay, if it's Mambo, the only thing I think is Mardi Gras Mambo. I don't have any other answers.
Okay. Mardi Gras Mambo.
No, the answer is chopsticks. All right, toss-up 17. The topic is history. He argued nearly 40 cases before the U.S. Supreme Court before spending 2 years as a judge in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. Originally slated to replace Sandra Day O'Connor when she retired, he instead ended up replacing William Rehnquist after he died. Name this jurist who recently completed his 18th year as Chief Justice.
John Roberts.
That is correct. Your bonus is in math. Pencils and paper ready. A charity received 1/5 of its funds last year from individuals, 25% from companies, and the rest from government agencies. If the charity last year received $5 million total, Part A, how much came from government agencies?
So 55% of 5 million. So 2.5 plus 5% of 5 million. 10% is 500,000. 5% is 250,000. So 2.75 million, right? 2,750,000.
That is correct.
Okay.
Part B, how much more came from companies than from individuals?
Came from companies. So it's just 5%. So it's just 250,000 because that was right. 250,000.
That is also correct. Toss-up number 18, the subject is science. The Ogallala example of this object supplies parts of several Midwest states with both.
Aquifer?
That is correct. Your bonus is in social sciences. Identify the constitutional amendment that, Part A, gives Washington, D.C. 3 electoral votes for president.
I'm pretty sure it's one of them.
Yeah, it's more recent.
I think it's 27th.
27?
That is not correct. It's the 23rd Amendment. Part B prevents excessive bail in a criminal case.
Seventh.
That is correct.
Nice.
All right. Toss-up 19 is in fine arts. Topic is fine arts. Some of these objects are engaged, meaning that a part of their circumference is built into a wall. The Egyptians built these objects of stone to support the temples at Karnak. The Romans developed the simple Tuscan order of these objects, as well as the composite that combined the Ionic and Corinthian.
Column.
That is correct. Bonus is in literature. Name these books in the Chronicles of Narnia series. Part A, Eustace and Jill and a marsh wiggle named Puddleglum must save Prince Rilian from a witch who has enchanted him and binds him to the title object every night.
Anyone have it? No answer?
No answer?
No answer.
The answer is the silver chair. Part B, Eustace and his cousins, Lucy and Edmund, sailed to the world's end in search of the 7 lords who disappeared years ago.
Okay. No answer.
The answer is the Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
That's the match.
All right. That's the end of the second half. We'll be back with the score after these messages. We have a final score of Fort Walton Beach 140, Choctaw, 170. Thank you to all the students who participated in today's match, and thank you viewers for tuning in to watch this exciting event. We'd also like to thank our corporate sponsors, Microsystems Incorporated and Master Wall Incorporated. Stay tuned next time for further tournament action, and good night.